Coming up on News 20 at 5, a local mother is seeking help to find her missing daughter. A Florida State student is turning her nightmare into a campaign for change. And with so much pollen in the air, find out what you can do to help fight back. I'm Travis Milton.
And I'm Gladys Murray, and you're watching News 20 at 5.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5, live.
Welcome back, I'm Gladys Murray. Local parent Christina Murphy is seeking help from the community in finding her missing daughter. 15-year-old Sydney Fuller disappeared on the night of March 6th and has been missing ever since. According to the family, this isn't the first time the teen has left home without notice. Fuller has run away before, but has always found a way to contact her mother to let her know she was out there. On the night she went missing, Murphy woke at midnight to find her daughter gone, leaving her laptop and cell phone behind, which led her to believe something was wrong. Described as a social media lover, none of Fuller's online outlets have been active. It is still investigating the disappearance. In the meantime, Murphy has started a Facebook page called Help Find Sydney Fuller. Murphy will be at Lake Ella at 10 a.m. on Saturday to hand out flyers to volunteers in an effort to bring her daughter back home. Sydney Fuller is a 5'8" 15-year-old with brown hair and hazel eyes and weighs approximately 110 pounds. If you have any information, be sure to contact Detective Thomas Steege at 850-606-3250, and to leave an anonymous tip, call 850-606-3300.
FSU student Carly Hellstrom is in the middle of a scandal that she needs handled. A few years back, Hellstrom was a freshman at FSU and dating an older guy. Not far into the relationship, the couple broke up, but not before Hellstrom sent nude photos to her then boyfriend. 3 years later, her ex came back into her workplace and bought drinks, but accused Hellstrom of overcharging him. 2 days later, on April 16, 2014, Hellstrom found nude photos circulating on social media and a national website. The pictures received over 100,000 views and listed her name, school, and sorority. She is now taking a stand as an activist lobbying the Florida legislature for criminal penalties for revenge porn. Hellstrom stood in front of a subcommittee last Wednesday testifying on behalf of Representative Tom Goodson's House Bill 151. The bill would criminalize posting nude photos of another person on the internet without their consent. Hellstrom told committee members that they do it with intent to hurt somebody, and he did it with the intent to hurt me and ruin my life. Hellstrom hopes to soon have a law enacted in order to help victims of revenge porn like herself.
With all of the pollen floating in the air, it's surely safe to say that spring has finally sprung. But while your allergies may be in full bloom, there are still some ways to fight your symptoms head on.
Allergy shots offers a sort of a natural approach to build up one's immunity. We give injections of allergens of what you're allergic to. So if you're allergic to trees or grasses or weeds or dogs or cats, you get tiny amounts in injections.
Staff said that this year has been a slow allergy season. Allergy shots in both over-the-counter and prescriptions can help symptoms. There is still at this time no herbal remedy.
Of allergy causes and some treatments and medications that are recommended wanted to be tested because of the pricks.
Allergy shots are to be taken for 4 years to see a permanent result. Most people see results in 6 months. He said to also wear sunglasses and make sure you wash the pollen off your body once coming in at night.
So, to say goodbye to the tissue boxes, try the many different medications, nasal sprays, and eye drops Dr. Staff recommends. For FAMU TV 20, I'm Shana Thomas.
Thank you, Shayna. Coming up, with the infamous Florida Comprehensive Assessment Test on its way out of the state's door, find out what new standardized testing will be entering public schools this spring. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
Welcome back. I'm Gladys Murray. The FCAT has been a long-time subject of controversy for teachers, parents, and lawmakers. 17 years later, a new standardized test has made its way to Florida's public schools. Whitney Tolbert has more on the story.
The state of Florida is ready to part ways with the Florida Comprehensive Assessment Test, a mainstay in the state's schools for more than a decade. The state of Florida has approved a $220 million 6-year contract with the American Institutes for Research to develop and administer the new test. Florida Department of Education Communications Director Joe Fallock says the new test will be a big step towards measuring students' academics.
Students will be better prepared for the future. They will be graded on these tests on their ability to critically think and analyze and to explain how they arrived at answers rather than just rote memorization. There'll be fewer multiple choice questions, just coloring in A, B, C, or D. There'll be more opportunities for them to demonstrate how they arrived at answers and how they processed the questions and how they think.
The new test, which still does not have a name, is already attracting controversy with teachers, parents, and lawmakers. Parent Donald Brown says the tests are biased towards certain racial backgrounds.
My opinions on the FCAT are, there are pros and cons with everything. As far as taking the FCAT, it does prepare individuals for standardized tests like the ACT and the SAT. But as far as, it is biased towards certain racial background.
The FCAT science test will still be administered to Florida students.
The new tests are largely based upon the Common Core standards and will take place starting spring 2015. For News 20 at 5, I'm Whitney Tolbert.
And a pending internal affairs investigation has Sergeant Brian Davis on paid administrative leave as of last Friday. According to Tallahassee Police, Davis was cleared by the grand jury back in February for a shooting that happened on January 9th. Davis shot at a car thinking that a suspect was inside, but unknowingly shot another man instead. Police have not yet mentioned why Davis is on administrative leave, but they said it does not stem from the shooting that happened back in January. And families and friends are finding it hard to be at peace when it comes to burying their loved ones. Funeral arrangements can be costly, and the average funeral will cost around $6,000. Since the recession, families have to make some major decisions.
Many people struggle with death. It is important to some that they get the proper burial. The recession has put restraints on how their loved ones are put to rest.
We are experiencing more cremations. It is a direct result of the economy and correct. A lot of the families are reluctant, but they're in a position where that's the only alternative.
The recession has caused people to not get buried, but to get cremated. They're finding different ways to dispose their ashes. I'm Courtney Walls with Family TV 20.
With additional expenses for a proper burial, cremation is cost efficient. According to the American Heritage Society, the average cost for a cremation is $1,200. And one lucky team is going to be playing at Fenway Park next month, and 2 future stars are tumbling their way to the National Future Stars Championship. Stay tuned because we have more news coming your way after these messages. You're watching News 20 at 5.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
Welcome back. The Florida A&M baseball team will go head-to-head against North Carolina Central later this month. The teams will be playing at Fenway Park, home to 8-time World Series champion, the Boston Red Sox. FAMU baseball coach Jamie Shupe told the Tallahassee Democrat that it should be exciting and he is happy for the kids to get this opportunity. The game is scheduled for Saturday, April 25th, with a doubleheader to kick off the MEAC series on April 24th. Travis, what do young boys do for fun these days?
Well, I know growing up, it was all sports.
Sports. Well, these two young boys just so happen to be flipping and flying, training for the Junior Olympics. Chelsea McDonald tells us more.
Meet Chase Lane and Jeb Ward. These two are not the typical 12-year-olds because they are only two of the 3 boys in the Southeast region who are going to the National Future Stars Championship.
My coach Nikolai and Coach Jim, they chose me and Jeb to go to Future Stars Colorado. They thought we were ready and we were good.
In October, the best friends qualified for nationals at the regional meet in Atlanta, Georgia. They practice 6 days a week, and they are never scared of trying new somersaults and backflips.
It's just exciting, it's just, it never gets old. There's just new things on and on for other sports, you just work at it, but the same things, there's just always something new.
This type of positive attitude keeps the boys focused. Their coach Nikolai says that they are a couple of clowns, but these jokesters know when to settle down and work on their skills. Chase and Jeb are ready to conquer nationals. They'll be competing against 45 other boys nationwide. The competition features 9 different events, which include Chase's favorite, the rings, and Jeb's favorite, the high bars. Coach Nikolai has been in their footsteps before. The retired gymnast will be traveling with them to the championship in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It's a one-day competition, and they go through the normal 6 events, the 6 men's events: floor, pommel horse, rings, vault, parallel bars, and horizontal bar. Flexibility, trampoline, and then in their case, because of their age, a range strength routine.
Gym Force Gymnastics has had a total of 16 people to make it to nationals, including Jeb. This will be his 2nd year going to compete. The boys plan to jump and spring their way to the top. For News 20 at 5, I'm Chelsea McDonald.
Sports are a constructive way for kids to stay active. If your child is interested in gymnastics, be sure to check out the Gym Force website at gymforce.net.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
And the Tallahassee Museum is showcasing some furry friends for you to see. The curator of the museum, Mike Jones, explains the importance of keeping endangered Madagascar lemurs alive.
The Malagasy people in Madagascar have started eating lemurs, or they have historically, so they've really reduced the numbers by hunting them and using them for food.
Jones says he selected the animals because they are tree dwellers, making them the best fit for the facility. The museum, or zooseum, as some patrons have called it, hosts a different guest animal every summer.
Now, the pair will be on loan from Brevard County Zoo until October, so you'll have plenty of chances to leap on down here and see them for yourself. For News 20 at 5, I'm Kristen Swilley reporting.
Also, today is the day the new homeless shelter opened its doors after months of construction. The new facility will provide case management for clients, hot meals, and a medical suite. The grand opening ceremony took place earlier this morning.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to News 20 at 5. I'm Gladys Murray.
And I'm Travis Milton. Have a good evening.